so many leaders we work with are engaged in the exercise to say, how do I bring focus and clarity to my organization?
Right.
They're also asking questions. They say, I know I'm overworked. Everyone says delegate. And they go, great. To what? To whom? How do I do that? I don't even know what's going on yet.
Right.
So how do we help them find that focus organizationally and address that issue of delegation?
Right. And we use a great model called Find, Mind, Grind to help every leader take a look at their organization from, or their business from a function perspective. Most people are familiar with org charts and organizational chart and where you sit on that organizational chart and so forth. But often when we're looking at bringing focus and momentum and efficiency into our organization, if we're looking at it based on the personalities that we have on the table, you're almost guaranteed you're going to miss important functions of the business, because guaranteed they're being missed now. Where your business is faltering, where mistakes are happening on a regular basis, where choke points are showing up. These are often functions that don't have an owner. So it's a simple model that one of our coaches could walk anybody through in a much more comprehensive way. But in a simple way, we basically go through an exercise of listing all the activities or functions in the business that are related to finding and attracting clients. That's why it's called Find. This is marketing, this is advertising, this is networking, hosting events, right? Attending all kinds of different events, sponsoring events. What are the activities in the organization that are related to attracting or finding new clients? And we make that list. Then we go through to grind. Grind is if find is finding the work, grind is grinding out the work. So these are all the functions that are related to servicing the clients that you now have. What is your product? What is your service? This is operations and delivery, okay? This is making sure that you follow through on what your client has purchased. So that's everything that's client-facing. So if the first is prospect-facing, this one is client-facing. And finally, we have mind, the last category. And what's interesting about mind, it literally stands for mind the shop. We're familiar with that phrase. These are all the functions related to just running the business on a day-to-day basis. These are your financial functions. These are your HR functions. These are your general administrative functions. These are the functions that actually, from business to business, they don't change a lot. They're actually pretty similar regardless of what product or service you deliver. So we go through this exercise of listing them all. Then we go through and we put names beside these functions to say who owns it. And oftentimes you get people saying, well, multiple people touch it. We're like, no, who's ultimately responsible that if that function doesn't get done, they're the one you're going to go talk to and say, how come this isn't happening? Lots of things we could say about this, and this could be a really long video.
So in this is a complicated, this is not a quick exercise.
It's not a quick exercise.
You're going through every component of the business. How effective is it? What happens after people have done this?
What happened? I had a great client who was in the event management business, and when we did this and finished the list of listing who owned what in terms of functions throughout the business, she owned a team of 6 people. She owned 89% of the functions, or thereabouts. Right? It was in the high 80% range. And when she first came to me to start working with Rhapsody, it's because she was overwhelmed, on the verge of burnout, loved her business, but her business was killing her, and she didn't know what to do. We went through the process then of identifying members of her team, redistributing the load. She is now carrying about 20% of the functions of the business, and for the first time in 12 years, she was able to take a vacation at the end of last year and enter her busiest season cycle this year in a much more relaxed fashion, having her business organized so that she's not carrying all the weight. So one of the best ways to find focus, you have to understand what you're dealing with, and this is a great exercise to get there.
Absolutely incredible. So often business owners come in, but the business owns them.
Right.
And until they can go through an exercise like this and truly understand all the functions and facets of their business, who's accountable for what, fill in the holes, avoid the duplication, and get real clarity on where's their biggest impact, only until that happens, that's the moment where you become the owner of the business.